Every plan drawing needs to show which direction the plan is oriented, and it does that with a north arrow. It turns out there are 3 different kinds of north, and we use either one or 2 of them. True north is where the North Pole is. True north is where the lines from a globe or a map converge, and that always stays the same. That's on the map. Plan north we're going to talk about in a second. True north is different from magnetic north. Magnetic north is where your compass points, and because the Earth has a liquid iron core that's always sloshing around, the magnetic north is constantly on the move, so it never stays in the same spot. And we do not list magnetic north on our drawings. We just list true north and another thing called plan north. Your building is going to point approximately one direction or another, and you'll figure out which side is approximately the north side. But it is highly unlikely that your house is going to be oriented exactly to true north. It's going to be off by a few degrees. For example, here's a campus plan of the LCC main campus. And if you were to look at Google Maps, you would see that the campus is actually not pointed to the north. It's tipped about 15 degrees, like about this. Here's a north arrow, so there's where north is. Here's how the campus is oriented in real life. But that would not be convenient on a drawing, and it would take up too much space on the paper. So the architects orient the building or the whole campus in general towards the north in what is called plan north. So that is approximately pointed toward the north, but not exact north. There's where true north would be. Here's where plan north is. And then you will label, usually, you will label true north and plan north, or at least plan north, on your drawing. Once you decide which direction is north and you get a north arrow on your sheet, you keep every plan pointed the same direction on every sheet. So if this is north up towards the top, and it should be, then north will be towards the top on every floor plan, every mechanical plan, every foundation plan, and so forth. And every drawing that is in a plan view must have a north arrow. So you must tell the reader what direction the building is oriented. And we almost always put north to the top unless there's some good reason why we can't. And it's common to label which one is true north and which one is plan north. When you draw your north arrow, there's no one standard. You can use anything you want to for a north arrow. I advise you to avoid those, there are some really florid, swirly north arrows out there. Those are maybe not the best thing. Most architects and drafters prefer something, the simpler the better. Here at the bottom of slide 8 is how to draw a simple one that you see a lot of architecture firms use. You start with a circle, and does this look familiar? You know how when you put a label under your drawing, you put a label and you say this is view 1 on sheet A1 or something. You make that bubble 5/8 in diameter. Well, look at this. You make the arrow circle 5/8 in diameter also. So make a circle. At the quadrant points of the circle, 0, 180, 90, connect those points with diagonal lines. That makes the top pointy part of your arrow. And then offset those lines 1/8 of an inch and trim out the sides of the circle, and you'll have yourself a good looking arrow there. You have to give the scale on every drawing, and that can be graphically, which is what these things are. Those are like what you see on a map. Or it can be with numbers. 3/16 of an inch equals 1 foot, for example. You have to give the number scale on every drawing. So you have to write 3/16 of an inch equals a foot, or like this site plan, 1 inch equals 120 feet, or whatever. If you need to, it is okay to add a graphic scale. That's especially good if you think your drawing might get printed at different scales on different printers. It's helpful to the reader to know what they're looking at. And you'll notice that your CAD title block for this class has a graphic scale that looks like this. You are welcome to delete that scale. I just offer it for you in case you need one.